Oh, it smells so good in here. We have all the chefs from Chopped cooking up stuffing. Over here, we're working on a really fragrant 30-minute meal. We have our porcinis. Kitchen, you took my porcini stock. Can I have it back? Sorry. So we browned our fresh mushrooms, creminis. They got nice and meaty. I added fine chopped celery and fine chopped onion, lots and lots of rosemary. We're gonna grate in the garlic. Thank you, Grant. That's Grant. Thank you, brother. We're gonna add in our garlic and we're going to season with salt and black pepper. We held off on seasoning with salt because we wanted those mushrooms to get as brown as possible and as meaty and flavorful as possible before we added salt, which draws out liquid. So garlic goes in, S&P. The heck. And then we're going to deglaze our pan a bit with a splash of sherry. And then everybody goes into the hot tub. Our porcini stock, our porcini, go. Lovely. Our sausage. And some hand-crushed San Marzano tomato. Whoops. I crushed it and it spit at me. It spat up my arm, right up the sleeve. I'm the boss of you, tomato. Get in there. Hey, when you buy Italian tomatoes, make sure you're getting what you pay for. A lot of brands try and trick you, and they're U.S. tomatoes, but they use San Marzano in the label, in the name on the can. So just spin the can around if you're paying for those nice, sweet Italian tomatoes and make sure they're the real deal. So we're gonna let those tomatoes cook out. We're working on that hearty 30-minute meal here, and we're moving on to the polenta. If I have the time, I make a coarse polenta, which takes about 40 to 45 minutes. When I don't have the time or I just want dinner to get on the table, I use the quick cooking polenta, which takes about 2 to 3 minutes. This is a finer cornmeal is all the difference there. So the important thing for me is that when I cook the polenta, I want to flavor the polenta itself before I add anything else. So I always use a combination of stock and milk. You can use vegetable stock or chicken stock, but this is already a rich, flavorful dish instead of cooking it in water and just some salt. So I'm gonna add a 1-to-3 ratio of simmering liquid and quick cooking polenta. So 3 cups of hot liquid to 1 cup of the quick cooking polenta. Crank the heat up, and this should mass in about 3 minutes tops, or get nice and firm. You still want it pourable. You want to line your dinner bowls with the thick, sweet polenta, and then fill a well in the middle with the chunky mushroom and sausage ragu. Delicious. Now, to finish polenta, it's much like finishing risotto. You add cheese, you add butter, and for this dish, instead of butter, I've made some brown butter. Melt butter. When it gets nice and nutty and fragrant, when it starts to bubble, throw in your sage. When it gets nutty and fragrant, turn it off. When the sage is crispy, take it out of the pan and put it off to the side. So instead of melting butter in, little dabs of butter, I'm gonna pour in all of this brown, nutty sage butter. Oh my God, I'm drooling again. I'm kind of a hot mess in this show. I've been drooling through the whole thing. A little black pepper, coarse black pepper. A little salt. Nutmeg. Always in my polenta. A little bit of nutmeg. The crumbled crispy sage leaves. I know, right? And it's perfectly legal. And then a nice fat handful of Parmigiano Reggiano. Mix this all together to combine. Woo, that's sexy. Pile that in the bowl. Yes! Pile that into our bowl. Oh, yeah. And then you're going to fill the well that you make in the middle with the sausage, porcini, and cremini, ragu.